Hello again. Right, haven't lost anybody, have I? Let's have a look. Oh, what's going on here? Go away. Right. Okay, so we've had a couple of questions. Can't wait to... Can't even lift my forearm up. Oh no, Colette. I have had, sorry, this is a completely different conversation that I'm picking up on. So rotator cuff injuries, if you've ever had them, they're not fun. I have had one. I fell down some stairs and tore my rotator cuff and it took ages to recover. But just rest. It does hopefully get better on its own. Right, I'm just going to show you the colours that I have got here in front of me from the flock box. So these are, this is the dark New Zealand purple, just in case you need to get these colours in separately. This is the light purple. This is the variegated purple, and we call it, can't remember what we call it. Is it in here? Let's have a look. We call it, that's right, lilac. I should have guessed that. This one is the seashell shimmer, so it's got a tiny bit of sparkle in it. You might not be able to see it. And then we have got a top in here, which is the multi-tone purple top. I'm not even sure if it's on that list here, but anyway, you've got it. And then the sheep swatch this month is the grey, the Gotland grey. Perfect for the outer of the gemstones. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do these needle felted, but you could also use a little bit of help with a washing machine. So let's put these to one side and get a felting mat out. Let's just use this one, bright orange. How is that for a nice contrast? Just going to take a few fibers off there with my brush mat. Just making sure, not that it matters too much. Oh, must have used green on there before. Probably something from the Advent calendar. And you're starting. So you can do the solid gemstone like this. So it's completely felted down solidly. Or you can make one that has a hollow, okay? So if you're making one with a hollow, you have to put something inside that when you cut it open, you can take out again. So not wool, because that gets felted. So you could have a bit of tissue paper, scrunched up, it is clean, or some plastic bag, or you could have a bit of bubble wrap or anything of that kind. So it needs to be soft enough so that you can stab into it. And I'm going to use probably the plastic bag, but I'm going to make it a lot smaller because I am only going to make quite small gemstones so I can get to the end of it in that little make-along. So that is if you want to create a hollow inside. If you don't, then you're just going to start with a colour. So you start out with a colour that's on the inside. And this is the fun bit. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the dark purple. I'm going to roll this into a ball shape. So you're going to do a lot of needle felting. This is going to be really hard on your arm if you find it hard to felt solid. I'm going to use my coarse felting needle, stab into it to secure it. And now I'm going to stab loads and loads and loads. So I'm going to make the solid one first. And you've got to stab it from all directions, and you really want to make as tight a ball as you can possibly manage. So it takes quite a lot of wool making a very solid gemstone, because you're actually felting it down as much as you can. And this is why I've got at the ready some of my handy multi-tools. So these will help you to felt it down really solid a lot faster. So I'm making that a round shape and get that felted down. Now I will tell you, if you are getting your shape felted down really solidly and you've layered all the layers up, which I haven't even started yet, I've just got the core inside, you can actually chuck the whole lot in the washing machine and let the washing machine tighten the wool even more. So let the washing machine felt it down even more, because it is really, really important this is felted down absolutely solid. If you love solid needle felting, you will love this project. If you find it hard to felt down solidly, then I would say definitely let the washing machine help you, and chuck it in with your hot wash. So maybe put it on 60 degrees. Get a good old warm washing machine. Put it in with your clothes. You don't have to isolate it. It's a waste of water and a waste of washing. It's very similar to when we did the pebbles, if you remember that you can also put in the washing machine. So now this is not as solid as I want it to be, but I'm going to start with the second layer. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this wool now. In fact, I'm going to use the same purple, and I'm going to add a little bit of the shimmer in, because I do want it to be a little bit sparkly, like you expect it to be sparkling. So I'm going to mix the two up. So that's the second layer that I'm doing now, just to get a bit of sparkle going. And I think that's what I'm going to do from thereafter. I always put a bit of the seashell shimmer in just to have a little bit of sparkle going. So I'm going to mix that quite thoroughly. That's it. And then you're going to add the layers around it, and you're going to felt it down in the same way. It well, I say many years ago, a few years ago, when I felt anxious or a little bit stressed, I always had a ball on my desk with a felting needle, and whenever I needed to just stab away at something, just to calm your nerves, sometimes it is actually can be very helpful just to sit there for a minute and do a bit of stabbing. I had this ball, and every time I picked it up, I put another layer of colour around it. And what I absolutely loved was when it became too big for me to add more colours on it, I cut it open, and this is what we're going to do. And because I'd completely forgotten what colours I had used and what wool I had used, it was so amazing to cut it open and see all the different colours. And I think what you could do is you could even create a mood ball. Maybe every day just add a few colours in the colour of what your mood is like. So, you know, if you feel quite cross and agitated, maybe add red. If you're feeling calm and relaxed, maybe add green. If you're feeling a bit blue, add blue. If you're feeling a bit, I don't know, whatever mood you associate with whichever colour, use the colour that you associate it with. And I'm actually going to put a little bit more on, because the layers need to be relatively thick so that they stand out and they don't just melt from one into the other. And I have already stabbed so much now, and the ball's got barely bigger. It is a lot of stabbing, I did tell you that. So just be prepared that this is a very, very efficient project to keep you amused for many hours, and the anticipation that you will feel when you are ready to cut this ball open, especially when you use colours that you know, you don't know what they're going to look like together. It is quite a lovely thing to do. I absolutely love it. So I'm just adding that on there. I think I might just see if I can add use another multi-tool. Let's see if that one, oh my goodness, it works so well, but I'm so worried about stabbing myself. It is such a vicious tool. Oh, maybe hold it down. Yeah, oh, that's not gonna work. What I need is, I don't know what I need. I need somebody else's hand. Somebody who doesn't mind getting stuff. I need some finger protectors. I haven't got any here. That's what I need, finger protectors. Yes, be careful if you're using these multi-tools. They are absolutely lethal, especially on a very small area like that. So I'm going to see if I can use the clover tool. I saw it earlier. Where did you go? Don't know. Oh well, can't find it. Okay, let's keep adding layers. So I'm going to add just a shimmer layer now. Okay, that's going on the outside of that, and make sure you're really stabbing each layer down very firmly. And the reason why that is because if you don't start the layers down firmly, every layer that you put on top will mix into the layer underneath more than you want it. You want to have quite crisp layers, if you can see, so that when you stuff the needle in, the wool gets pushed in, but it doesn't get pushed in too easily into the core. So keep the layers quite thick, so there is a bit showing. Now you can build them up thicker in some areas than in others. That adds quite a bit of character to your gemstone. So if you look at this one here, for example, it's built up thicker here than it is there. That's if you do it accidentally, fair enough, but if you want to do it on purpose, then just make sure that you add more wool to one area than to the other. And when you make something like this, when you felt it down, and this has actually been put in the washing machine afterwards, you tie your shape up with string. So you tie it really tight, and then you put it in the machine. Obviously you have the other part on top of it with whatever is inside that you haven't felted, that you can't felt. I show you. I'm jumping ahead. So I'm obviously can't show you it once it's been in the machine, because I'm not gonna make you wait a whole washing machine load long. Get that felted down nice and firm. And I'm gonna read a few messages as well. I might just felt whilst I've got the big camera going. And okay, so where are we? Oh no, that's right. Oh, okay, sorry. I can't wait to make the amethyst geode. Amethyst is one of my faves. The colours in the pack are gorgeous. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Jane says, glad to hear your hand is improving. Interesting to hear it stems from your shoulder. I know I was very interested in that as well, but it is it's just works its way down to my hand. And I've got some exercises, or not exercises, but I've got some area here on my arm that I need to massage. She's written it all down for me. I wouldn't even want to begin to pronounce some of the bits, some of the muscles that she was describing. Yeah, I haven't got the piece of paper here with me, so if anybody's medically informed, I could have told you, but it makes no sense to me whatsoever. Julie says, is the wool from the latest from the flock box? Not from the latest, because that's the January box. This is from the December box. We didn't do a December flock gathering because of the holidays, so you're getting me twice in January. So yes, this wool that I've shown you is from the is from the December flock box. So another thing that you can do is, if you don't have a multi-tool, you can actually hold two needles side by side. So I've got two coarse needles here now, and that really does go to town on it lovely. I don't feel this ball has got any bigger. It's because you've stubbed it down so much to get yeah, to get it felted down. But I'm going to add another layer of the seashell shimmer. So I don't actually know if I'm building this up somewhere else more now than in other areas, or if I'm evening it out, and felt it down some more. It is quite boring to watch, so as you can't see much, but it is so exciting once you are ready to cut it open. Even though you know what the colors are inside, you still don't know quite how it's worked out. So try other colors. If you've got other colors at home, try other colors. We've done, oh my goodness, we've done so many of these in rainbow colors, in other gem colors, in clashing colors, in colors that go with each other. Yeah, it's quite a fun thing to do. And why not make a mood ball, what I call a mood ball, or maybe make a weather ball. You know how they knit scarves with the different colors of the sky? Maybe make a sky ball with the different colors. Make one that I don't know, maybe do, I don't know if you can manage 30 layers. That'd be quite amazing if you could, for a whole month, or maybe just do it every Sunday, just evening that out a bit. I feel I want to put another bit of that seashell shimmer on top, just to really make sure I've got a nice thick layer there, and then wrap it up, and then I'm going to go back to purple in a minute. It's definitely very solid, this little ball, but I can still, the needle still goes in quite a long way as well, so at some point you will have to back off with stabbing so deep into it, because you want to keep the inside layers as pure as possible without getting it contaminated with other colors. But you do need to needle felt it really, really well for that to be possible. It's getting harder and harder for the needle to go deep, because the core is absolutely rock solid. It really is. There's not much give in it. In fact, 2 needles won't do it. It's too much. It's too hard now. And it's definitely not doing my arm any good, but I do it for you. I do it for you. Okay. Let's keep stabbing it. Hopefully you will not stab yourself, especially because you're going quite hard with the needle, so it's not just a little bit of power behind it, it's quite a lot. And now I'm going to go back to purple. So I could try some of this multi-purple, couldn't I? See how that turns out to be. If I just take wisps of it from the different areas. Now this is an Australian merino, and it is very fine, and so it will be a little bit harder to get it to felt down. I'm not even sure that it will do it that way. Let's just mix it up. Let's get it crisscrossed so the fibers can felt down a little bit better. You really don't want a layer that isn't felted well, so this might take a little bit longer to felt down, but you do want you want it to be nicely felted. So you don't want there to be a layer that's suddenly soft and comes apart. All the layers need to be completely rigid and solid. But it'd be interesting to see what comes out of it. And I'm gonna, with the next layer, I'm gonna add a little bit of the seashell shimmer in again. If you've got some Angelina fiber, use Angelina fiber by all means. It doesn't have to be the seashell shimmer. I thought it would be nice to have a white in there. Gosh, this is so solid, this ball. Okay, my 3 needle felting tool doesn't go in there. Let's see with a 2. I said use a multi-tool, but it actually doesn't fit. What about this one? Oh, this one still goes. Let's use that. I wanted to show you the prim tool, but I think the needles are too far apart for me to dare stab it. It's alright. I think this would be really useful once you get to a larger size and where you've got a bit more scope to stab in a larger area without getting your fingers in it. Is that really nerve-wracking to watch me using the multi-tool? It's actually really good, really good. I haven't even put the back on. Let's put the back on there. That sits a bit more comfortable in your hand then. I think I'm going to continue using that one from now on. Okay, so if you have your hand-turned tool, the one that we almost, I want to say auctioned off, but we didn't really auction it off, the one that is handmade from you. By the way, we've got some more coming of those. We have got them in the office, I just haven't had time to do anything with them. That would be a really good tool to use as well. I don't have mine here, mine is at my workplace. There is not much air inside that shape. It's absolutely rock solid. And the you do use a lot of wool to get these balls felted down. And now and then it's quite nice to just rub it between your hands so you can see what's still, where it's still soft. Have we got any messages? I'm digital, says Katerina, but I have plenty of fluff to use. I'm at work now and will make the gems later. Nice. Catherine says, I've had a rotator cuff in both shoulders. Not fun at all. Ow! That was definitely my finger. Oh no, look, a tiny bit of blood. Okay, do not look at the screen reading messages whilst stabbing. I only got my finger with one needle. I was lucky. Okay. The colours on the computer screen don't show the beauty of the actual purple colours. No, they are absolutely stunning, these colours. They really are. If you love purple, you'll be in heaven. It is such a lovely combination. All these, look, all these purples. There, dark, and then you've got this one with all the different multi-purple colours running through it. And then we've got the shimmer. You definitely, I don't know if you can see the shimmer at all in that overhead camera there. Right, I'm going to add a little bit more of this. Oh no, that was not the one. Add a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to add a little bit of the light purple, and then I'm going to add another seashell shimmer, and then I'm going to add the grey, and that is the first gemstone done. Okay, so a bit more of this. So I've got 3 more layers to do. And then we have to cut it open. I hope my scissors are sharp enough because I didn't bring a knife with me. I might regret that. So if you're using a knife, don't use a serrated knife. Use a non-serrated knife to cut it open. But scissors are quite good. You might just have to do it in small increments, but you do want to do it as neat a cut as possible. Okay, so I said I'll put another, I'll put the lighter, this color, but I'll mix it with a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of this, so we get a bit of a shiny sparkly bit. You can, if you've made your gemstone, you can actually embellish it with purple beads as well, or even little crystals. You could just glue them in there and pretend it is a whole big cathedral gemstone. You can do that too. The options are endless. You surprise me with all the different ideas and designs that you're coming up with. I love to see them. Always love to see when people do that. And for me, it's almost like I'd never take offense by it if people don't stick to instructions. I always think it just delights me, because I feel I've helped you, I've enabled you to do something that's yours. So that's the pleasure of it all. I have been working quite hard on that eagle owl, and it's been quite a challenging project for me. Not because to get the owl as realistic as possible, it is to get the owl manageable. That's the biggest challenge, is to make sure that it is that all of you can do it. Now, I love it when people make it even more realistic. That's not because I can't do it myself. It's because I don't want to make it inaccessible for anybody else. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put, have I got some more of this mix? Yes, I have. Put a bit more of this on there, and then I'm going to add, what did I say, white on the outside, and then the grey. So I almost want to put some of the dark purple on there first. Maybe I should do that first. Okay. So you want to keep those stabs quite superficial actually. I'm sort of doing a few deep stabs just to get the fluffiness of the wool down, because you don't want to push all the fibers into the center. You want to keep the layers uncontaminated. So you want them to be as much of the color that you are actually putting on the gemstone, so they don't get pushed too far into the center. But now and then just give it a bit of a harder stab. Okay, here we go. That's that. I'm going to put another layer of the dark purple down, a thin layer, and then I'll cover it with white and then with grey. And then I have actually, instead of making a small one, it will be almost as big as that. So completely not what I had planned, but it is quite exciting to do this and then see the result when you cut it open. And if you are, I will make a beginning of show you how to do this with a cover tee as well. So I'll ask any questions if you need to know anything about that gemstone or how it's made or what else you could be doing. I think Angelina fiber works extremely well. You could add glitter afterwards, preferably biodegradable glitter, but then Angelina fiber is not that environmentally friendly either, I have to admit, much to my disappointment, but I do love a bit of Angelina fiber. It's just like food for the soul. It's so nice and sparkly. Okay, add more on there. Oh dear, this is so much hard work. I knew it was going to be. So I'm literally just using the multi-tool because it is absolutely, oh gosh, absolutely rock solid. There's really, I mean, there's fluff on the outside, but the inside is so firm. It is unreal, and that's how it needs to be. This is as solid as I never felt normally, but it does need to be nice and solid. So let's just have a quick look. Oh no, I'm not having any steroid injections, no way. Oh, you've got steroid injection coming, Colette. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I wonder if that's my problem. My thumb joint, back of my hand, arm, shoulder, neck are very sore, painful at times. Go and see an osteopath. They'll tell you exactly where it comes from. Katrina says you can also wet felt the whole thing. Yes, you can. I'm into both methods now and making scarves and flower pins. I love it when people wet felt. I really hate it. I have tried it. It just doesn't. I just don't like it. I don't want to get my hands wet. I don't want to wait until things are dry. I just want to stab things. That's it. I don't want to roll them and work hard. I just want to stab them. So, right. That was the thin layer. I'm only gonna make a thin layer. But what I might do is I might just do a little bobble on one side, just so that it looks a little bit thicker on one end, on one side, and see how that's affected it. Obviously you don't need to make them round, but we're making this one round now. They can be any shape. Oh God, I need a break. That's what I need. And then I'm going to put a white on, and then I'll put the grey. That's the plan, right? Okay, white going on now. Oh, I say white, but it's just a shimmer. Just putting a layer of the white on now, or the seashell shimmer. That's going on there now. Oh, I didn't want to go as big as that because I'd only got very small scissors. Let's hope I can cut it open. I need a knife. Oh well, we'll try. Might have to cut it wonky. Oh, okay. I think I'm burning calories as we speak, just by felting this down. Yeah, well, you did say you want to get rid of some of those calories you've eaten over Christmas. I'm sure this is it's definitely keeping me warm. I feel quite warm now. I was cold earlier, but now I feel like I could take a layer off. Okay, a bit more, and then we put grey on. I might just keep it a little bit thinner here, just to test it, what that looks like. You wouldn't think that you had so many options, just layering colours on. And that's the last bit of white I'm putting on, and then I'm going to use the grey. I hope I have enough grey on that sheep now, on the outside. Doesn't need to be very thick, the grey. So if you are using colours on the outside, just imagine it. A gemstone is often a very inconspicuous looking stone. It's only when you crack it open that you see the sparkling semi-precious stones appear. So you could use any sort of stone colour. It could also be black, doesn't have to be grey. I would definitely use a colour, like a stone colour rather than a colour, but you can. They don't need to be completely authentic. Whew. This is definitely the most exhausting project I've ever done on live stream as a make along. Right, that's it. I'm going to put grey on it now. I'm going to use all of this grey from the sheep swatch. Let's take it all off. So if you don't know what this is the Gotland grey. It felts down really, really well. It's a very long fibre, but it makes a really amazing thick felt. Oh no, got a naked sheep here now. If you ever wondered what the sheep swatches look like without wool on, there you go. And get that put on there now. Right, I'm just going to felt it down a little bit, get an even distribution. You don't have to make gemstones from this wool. If you have a different project in mind, remember, these are just suggestions. The wool is perfect for anything else that you might have got in mind. So you use it however you feel fit. You might not be a great fan of lots and lots of solid stabbing, or you might not be able to do it. You do need quite a lot of stamina to do this. You could make lots of little beads and string them up if you like purple, instead of building layers over the top, or you could just build a couple of layers, make them two-tone. But I have used every single colour in this particular gemstone, so you should be able to see all the colours in there. And the grey on the sheep is definitely enough for one of that. I mean, this is even bigger now. I didn't even want to go big. I wanted to stay small, and I've gone bigger. Got a bit carried away. Okay, nearly there. I've got a bit of grey left, so I might just put it over the weaker patches here. Go that way. Oh, so exciting. I'm going to cut this open in a minute. Wonder what colours are inside. Even though I know what the colours are, it is so exciting, honestly. But imagine you do this and put more layers on it, and do this over weeks or months or days and you actually forget what you've put in there. And then imagine you do this and each color represents a day in your life, or a mood, or the color of the sky, or I don't know, whatever pops into your mind, the colors in your garden or whatever. And you do this day after day after day, and then one day you just get a really big knife and you cut it open, and the whole ball tells you a story. You can try and remember, what was all of this about? Why did I use orange? Why did I use that? Why did I use that? So here we go. Right, I'm going to put these tools safely away now. And that one goes there. That one gets... Got my lovely little needle case. Everything's safe. That one gets put back in the mat. And here we go. Take this off. So I've got big scissors, but they're not very sharp, and I've got little scissors and they are very sharp. So I'm going to start making my headway. Oh God, God, breaking the scissors into there. Ideally, you've got a knife that will just cut straight through it. If you're doing it this way, you might have to stab the roughness of the edge down a little bit. Go all the way around to the other side. You could make these really small little gemstone earrings. So if you're using a knife, have a cutting board and just cut straight through it, literally like you would slice a slice of bread off, a loaf of bread. I don't want to open it up. I want to keep it as a surprise, but I might just have a quick little look. Oh my goodness, there's so much to cut still. Oh, my hands are definitely getting quite a lot of use tonight. Oh God, I'm not even halfway through it, and it's not even in the middle. So this is going to be an interesting one. A knife definitely works better, okay? Let me tell you this now, because you can literally cut it with a really sharp knife. You can literally just cut it. Oh, getting there. Can't even talk anymore now. Too busy cutting. I've definitely felted this down really solid. You can adjust some of the wool if it comes loose at the edges. You can adjust that with your felting needle. Nearly there. Ah, I've done it! Right, here we go. So take all the wispy bits off. You might want to just cut it a little bit neater. Yeah. That's not bad, is it? Look at that. That nice. And then this one is slightly smaller. I didn't cut it right in the middle. Oh look, I've cut a bit off. Let's cut that off. Get rid of that. So what you can do now is, you've got your two halves. Look at that. Isn't that nice? That looks so much like a stone. You can use your felting needle and you can felt down the sides a little bit more so that they don't look so loose around the edges. You can also felt into it still if you need to just cut felt down a few bits and pieces. Obviously, if you have put this in the washing machine, the outer layer of the wool will be very, very solid around it. It might even have crinkled up a little bit, just like a real stone. So you get that sort of slightly, almost like an elephant skin look. But I think that was definitely worth it. I'm really loving this. Look, do you like it? Can't see much of the sparkle, so Angelina fiber would definitely work better. And there's the other part. So not quite in the middle, but it's good enough. So you can tell that obviously lots more colors have been used, but I really like it how the white has come through here. And then even that darker purple layer here on the outside, that's quite nice, offsets it. And yeah, and you can tell that the dark purple on the inside has actually got quite contaminated with some of the other colors, but I think it really does look lovely. Let's just see what people are saying about this. Just making sure that everybody's still on board with me. There you go. There's the gemstone. If you cut this with a knife, it'll be absolutely smooth like this. Okay, so this is my fault for not having used a sharp knife. You can't hide it. Oh, that's just mean. Oh, sorry, I was hiding it, wasn't I? It's too cold for sheep shearing. Oh, okay. Mine is the mustard yellow. Oh, we're talking about flower fairies. Okay, we won't talk about this right now. If you have pipe cleaners and some skin tone wool, you can. Oh, sorry, we're talking fairies here. You've just completely. You don't like the gemstones. Oh yes. That's it. You could do the colors of flowers as they change from spring to summer. I like that. Carol, you have to surprise us with some garden themed layers of colors. Oh, people do like it. Do you put in washing machine before or after cutting? No, before you cut it, because it means that you don't have to felt it quite so solidly as I did, because you allow the washing machine to just shrink it even tighter. But I can only say, please use a very sharp knife to cut it rather than me hacking into it with scissors. Now the only other thing I want to show you is, so if you're starting out and you want to make a hollow gemstone like this one, then you take, where's my smaller part? I'm really going to make this really small now, I promise. Can't find, oh, there. Just a little bit of plastic, right, like that. And then you're going to cover that. So I am definitely only making a small one now. And it's not going to be a round one. I'm going to cover that with purple, like that. I'm going to start felting into it. Oh, it's too tough. Oh, okay, I need to make it a little bit looser at the inside. I can't get my needle into it. You might have to do lots of washing machine washing with this one. I'm going to keep that a bit softer. Okay. I just need to get the first bits of wool established. That's better. It's not very nice, actually. You have to be careful with your needle on this one. I think you might have to wet felt that one, unfortunately. Can't get the needle in. Anybody got any tips on this? I've bent my needle now. I wonder if let's see if it works better with tissue. It's probably going to be really messy getting that out again. Let's try this. I think this one was entirely wet felted. So you basically, if you are wet felting this, then you start. Yeah, it's not doing it. It's too solid. Can't get my needle in. Okay, well, you get the idea. If you're wanting to wet felt these, you do use a plastic inside. Then layer the wool around it, and then you need some soapy water, and you just basically saturate it with the soapy water. You can use any kind of water, any kind of soap. It doesn't have to be a special soap. Oh gosh, wet it with the soap, and then you rub it in your hands like this. Imagine I'm doing this now with soapy water until it felts together, the wool felts together, and then you add more layers. and more layers, and you do the same again. Just rub it in your hands, roll it on the mat, do whatever you need to do for the wool to stick together. It will need aggravating, and it will need soapy water so that the fibers will felt together. And then you can put it in the washing machine to neaten up and to really tighten up the fibers if you can't do this just by hand. And once you've done this, you cut it open in exactly the same way. So say that was now felted, you cut it open and you have your plastic bit inside like that. And as you remove that, it will leave the cavity, but I can't show you this because it isn't working. I've bent my needle. I can't get it to work with the insides. I suppose you could put, I don't know, you could put some foam inside. That might work. Just to get the outer layer going. You will still have to put this in the washing machine, because what you do is, once you've got your shape done, where's the other half of this? I don't think I brought it. You're going to use some string. Imagine that was a whole stone, and you wrap it really tight like that, and you keep that on. And when you put it in the washing machine, you keep it on, and then when it comes out, it will have made grooves here, because that's where it tightens up more, because you're pushing the fiber together. You untighten it, and then when you've cut it open and you've taken out the inside, whatever was in the inside, whether it's ideally it's a little bit of plastic bag or bubble wrap, these bends, these indentations that you see here, they're made through the string that was wrapped around it really tightly. So you're actually forcing it to look more like a higgledy-piggledy stone inside. And of course you can make them really big. You can felt them flat at the bottom so they look like a cathedral amethyst. So yes, would bubble wrap work to wet felt? Yes, absolutely. Bubble wrap is good, or plastic. Yes, and you can use also bubble wrap to wet felt it. There is actually a wet felting tutorial on our YouTube channel, believe it or not. I hated every minute of it, but persevered. Yes, so anyway, look it up. Do show us what you've been doing. Katerina, if you have any tips, use the packing foam for resist. Yeah, you can use packing foam if you've got any of those things. I don't think greaseproof paper would work. Especially you need to have something that withstands the water. So using tissue paper is not a good idea, because the water obviously will get into it and will dissolve. And you know when you have a tissue paper in your pocket and you put the jeans into the wash, it's not a good idea. So have a go. Do you put in the washing machine? So definitely prepare it and then put it in the washing machine. The good thing is that if you're making one of these, you don't need to solidly felt them down very much at all, even wet felting, because if you put them in the washing machine, as long as they hold their shape, and then wrap it up with a piece of string, sorry, this is a bit from the advent calendar, some decorative string, you're holding the shape together, and the washing machine does it all for you. So put it onto 60 degrees, don't waste a wash, put it in with your whatever you put in there. And then when it's finished, let it dry. That's the bit that I always struggle with. You can put it in your dryer as well, and then cut it open, slice it open, and take the inside out, and you will have a stone with cavity, rather than these kind of things where you've got a solid inner. But do whatever takes your fancy. All of these make alongs, they're just hopefully sowing seeds of ideas, and then you can take them wherever you want to take them, and do share with us what you're doing. So I'm just going to have a little last check-in. Everybody's sending purple hearts, thank you very much. So that's it, I think. Yes, that would probably be a bit more flexible for the needle. Bubble wrap in the center. You still don't get in with the needle. It is just too, I think it's too condensed, but you can try it. Give us some feedback. I'd love to hear it, how you got on, and do share your photos of your gemstones, however you made them. Give us a hint how you make it, and better still, tell everybody on Everyone a Maker how good the flock membership is, so that we get way more people joining us. The world's our oyster. So do let everybody know what a wonderful flocker family we are, and hopefully we'll get others to join as well. That's all from me for tonight. Lots of love. Happy New Year again. I shall see you, well, I will see you next week on the 9th, because I've got to make a teddy bear yet from the Advent calendar. It's all, the surprise is out, so this is going to be a make-along of how to do a small jointed teddy bear. That is on the 9th, and until then, take care everybody. Lots of love. Bye.